Hello, welcome back. You know, over the years I had my share of amazing box sets. Bill Evans' Analog Production 22 record set, box set comes to mind, amazing. Blondie box set, the ERC Mozart box set, this giant of a Grateful Dead box set. A lot of amazing achievements in the part of the box sets, but what I got midweek is crushes them all. It's an unbelievable giant of a box set we talk today. And you know, today would have been the 80th birthday of George Harrison, and he was a very great inspiration and an amazing creative musician, no doubt about that. And I wonder what he thought about the collective we talk about today, the collective that made this giant of a box set possible. I'm talking about Quartz Militon cassettes. But before we go into this beauty and giant, let me do an announcement, because due to the contact to the Vinyl On Demand label who puts out this box set, I was able to get in contact to David Toop. David Toop is one of the two main figures when it comes to Quartz Militon, and we will have an interview with him on this channel. David Toop is an unbelievable important figure in this early and later avant-garde free improv scene. He was the first one who wrote a book about, for example, hip-hop. He wrote several books. He is such a key figure that it is of course an unbelievable honor to have him here on this channel. And yeah, of course, Stunt Rock Confusion will be part of it, because he of course knows all the things about this kind of music. And really, this will happen in mid-March. This will be huge. This will be very special, I'm quite sure. Can't wait to do it. Yeah, but let's go into this box set now. Let's go through this unbelievable amount of content and dig a bit into this music, what happened in this very early 70s in London, where those guys have been based. And yeah, let's start. The box set itself comes not only in one of these outer cases, they needed two of them. So now you get the first impression of this magnitude. So this is how it looks later on in your shelf. Part 1, Part 2. The 16 records are in those book-like inner parts. Let's go through them. There you can see the jackets. Now, it's quite special, quite interesting way of doing this. If I remember correctly, the Tom Petty has been in a similar packaging. Look at this. So you get a first visual impression of Part 1. So here you have the 8 records for Part 1. Now let's get into the 8 records and jackets of Part 2. Here's the outer design of Part 2, where you have the name of the artists. The two key figures, Paul Burwell and David Toop. Ian Parker was part of it. So quite some quite some names here. Let's go through it. You also got one CD within the box set. Okay. It's heavy, trust me. So I hope that gives you an idea. But that's of course not all. One of the main components are hardcover books. Book 1 and book 2. So I have never, it's unbelievable, and again they come in such an amazing quality that it is, yeah, we can now go of course through those books for 1 hour and well, I'm not sure, but I think you get the idea. It's yeah, breathtaking. I'm totally stunned by those releases. Then of course you get those certificates, and you get a little card with an autograph by David Toop, which I have misplaced right now, and I show you an example because this goes through of the label they choose for this release. Yeah, Quartz Militant cassettes. Very early 70s and until 1979, and this label has been, yeah, like a ghost for collectors. Most of those audio cassettes and the early stuff came out on audio cassettes aren't even listed over at Discogs. They have been highly influential, what they have done, but for collectors it's, yeah, as I said, almost like a ghost to get them. And if you consider that this is for this kind of releases the very first time that those editions are out on vinyl, this makes them originals. First time on vinyl, and so you have 2 giants of box sets filled up with OG pressings, with originals of a label that is so highly regarded by music lovers into this area of free improv and collectors. Very special release. I just can imagine how much work, love and care you need to put into this kind of release. Musically, you are, as a lot of you would say, you are out there in a way. But yesterday evening I listened to the rest of the records together with my wife, and she's not such a fan of these avant-garde-ish records, but she sat there and said, no, that's nice, it's calm. And they have a beautiful, at least the very early stuff, for example, has a beautiful, calm naivety in a way. You know, when they started doing this free improv, they didn't know by themselves where do we go from here. They use a lot of prepared instruments, a lot of, and that made them very special, because they kept on doing that during their live performances. A lot of field recordings that goes into their music and live performances, which I think they were the first who did that, and they stick to it. They did it for the whole time, which gave them an unbelievable credibility in this London scene. And so very early musicians like, for example, Brian Eno got aware of them and took a lot of those members of this collective for his obscure label. So don't underestimate the influence and the importance of this music. It's really worth your while. Dig into it, go to the Vinyl On Demand homepage and just try it out. What I would not recommend is, for example, on SoundOhm, you have those sound samples, you can listen to them. I did that, but that gives you an quite wrong impression, as the quality is very, very bad. So if you listen to it on vinyl, it has way more beauty, depth, and gives you way more of the whole idea. So I won't recommend getting to this source for trying it out. I hope you find better ways of doing it. And yeah, this is the most impressive box set I have bought so far. This is safe to say. I totally love it. And of course, I will go together with Stunty, together with David Toop, we will go way deeper into this music. We will go way deeper into this period of time with David Toop, and he will probably be very sharing and informative about the whole surrounding, the whole idea, what happened in that time, which will be, I hope and I'm sure, an amazing experience and quite educational in the best sense of the word. Yeah, join me on this journey, which will have a climax with the interview with David Toop. This was a very first impression. I have had my very first impression due to the listening. Just wanted to share the whole idea, wanted to share the upcoming interview and try it out. It's beauty of a box set. But I think I said that right now, right? Didn't I? Okay. Maybe another little announcement. Those are not the only 2 box sets Vinyl On Demand released last week. They did 3 more. Yeah, they did 5 box sets in 1 week. The other 3 will be covered in a video tomorrow. And yeah, it's unbelievable. This is a label. Wow. Okay. Thank you for your time, and I hope I see you on the next one. Bye.